Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Influence Report. We're back with Dan Haddad, our creative director. Hey, Dan.
How's it going, everyone?
My name is Brad Loxton. I am the senior producer, and here we are to talk about how you get to help us by influencing Dungeon Defenders 2, both through your interactions with us in our forums and different social connection points, as well as through our influence system, where you get to vote directly on different initiatives of decisions that we're trying to make about the game.
Right.
So
yeah.
We're really excited to talk to you. We have a number of threads to go through that come up in the forums. We have this current influence vote, which is
We'll talk about that later. Super exciting vote.
It's pretty cool. And we also have a tease for a new influence vote.
Yeah.
So as always, let's get right into it.
Yep.
All right. So first up, forum topics. We recently on one of a dev stream, I think last week, we announced that we're going to be making changes to our temporary item box, what we like to call the TIB.
The TIB, yep.
That's the thing that shows up on your inventory at the top where all the items go to, and they have that little timer. And we have a couple changes we're making. Dan, why don't you walk us through them, please?
So there were two key changes that we wanted to do. The first one was reducing the timer on an item from like 48 hours to 3 hours.
Yes.
And the second change was when the timer expires, we wanted to destroy the items rather than sell them. We actually backtracked a little bit on the second change because a lot of people internally were voicing some concerns on that. And the mindset behind it is when we developed the TIB, it was always meant to be this like convenience item that helps you guys. It gathers all your inventory and doesn't let you worry during the combat phase and build phase about items. Between phases, you can go in and check it out and check the items you got. Unfortunately, it morphed into this big monstrosity that we've seen screenshots of people with like hundreds of items in their TIB.
It's like a whole different thing now.
Yeah, it's a massive change. So the key thing we're focusing on now is reducing the timer to 3 hours, and we'll introduce different changes in the future too.
That's right, and it really is about getting back to the spirit of what the temporary item box was in the TIB was in the first place, which Dan kind of described pretty well. What's really cool is that we actually in the forum thread about this, there were some good suggestions that you and I were just talking about earlier today. One of them, a gentleman named or gentlewoman, which either way, Cyclic was saying how maybe when the timer expires, instead of instantly destroying the item, it doesn't go away until you start your next match. So if you maybe log off, you have a chance to come in and check them before you play. Another guy, Warmonger, had suggested, well, maybe we do that when you leave the tavern the next time, whether it be exiting the game or whatnot, we warn you. I like both of those suggestions, actually. They're kind of cool.
Yeah, these are all excellent suggestions. It's the kind of the theory that we want to adopt where we move it from being like time-based to being session-based, where you play a session, you get all your stuff, and then you go back to the hub. And before you start the new session, it tells you, hey, you have a few things in your TIB. What do you want me to do with it? Should I destroy them, or do you want to go and remove them? And those are really good suggestions. That's what we're going to eventually move towards.
Cool. So thanks a lot for those discussion topics, and stay tuned as we make the TIB better and make it more what we wanted it to be in the first place.
Speaking of inventory, something to sneak in here. We're
we're
going to allow you guys to now buy new inventory space in the next update, right?
That's right. The next patch is going to have more inventory spots.
Yes, it will.
So I think we're at 7 right now.
We're at 7 right now. We're going to bring it up a little bit.
Yeah, cool. So that will also help with some of the inventory pressure. Awesome. So our next two topics we're going to discuss are actually related to each other. They're about balance, specific things about some of our characters. So first up, we have the Apprentice, and some people are commenting that maybe the Arcane Volley and the Mana Bomb are not as strong as they want them to be. What do you think about that?
It's kind of funny because I remember once where the Mana Bomb was insanely powerful, and it was the most powerful ability on the planet.
I liked that. I love the Mana Bomb. It's so much.
Yeah.
It's like a cool ability.
Yeah, it looks really cool, so it should like pack a punch, right?
That's right.
That said, we do often do a lot of balancing tweaks, and sometimes we don't get it right the first time. So we're going to look at these again, see the numbers, and potentially bump them up as well.
I know for a fact Dan Haddad, he is a beast with the Arcane Volley. I've watched him play before. His Apprentice is his favorite character, I believe.
I love the Apprentice, yeah.
That's right. And he sits there and does the ult charge, marks everyone down a lane, and just Arcane Volleys with that. I think right now the spec node that reduces the cooldown and just tell the cows calm down.
Love it, yeah.
So maybe for Dan it's not too weak. I'm not sure. The other one is the last topic we have for the community is on the Huntress, actually. And people are saying that maybe the Blaze Balloon is also maybe not as powerful as it should be. Man, that was not always the case.
That was not always the case. There was a time where all we'd see in maps is just Blaze Balloons everywhere.
QA would Blaze Balloon City entire maps.
Yeah, they used to be, again, super powerful, and we kind of scaled it back, maybe too much. So again, we'll look at it, make sure that the numbers make sense. It's still super fun and satisfying to shoot that floating chicken.
It is.
And see the fire rain down on things.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
especially if you have an oil flask on them.
Oh, yeah.
I think really the theme of all of this is we have a lot of good changes we need to make in order to make the balance as best as it can be, and we probably will never be done with that. Always tweaking and adjusting based on player feedback and metrics that we review. So please continue to bring these topics up. We're hearing them. We're talking about them a lot internally, and they make a big difference.
Yep, most certainly.
So next up, let's talk about our influence votes.
Let us do that. Yeah.
Man, our current vote is insane.
It's insane. It's super close, it's super engaged.
People have lost their
Fantastic.
minds.
Oh, yeah, they have.
So it's been great. Well, actually, before we go into the current state of the vote, why don't you give everyone a reminder on what this vote is about?
Sure. So we kind of talked to you guys a little bit about our upcoming survival mode, the onslaught mode. And we kind of talked to you guys about the reward options. The first one being the mercenary system, where before you start, you kind of pick what are the rewards that you want to see. And at the end of each round, you get the chest themed behind those choices that you made.
That's right.
And the expeditionary version is all about at the end of each round, you get themed chests, and you pick which one you want to open. So you might get an egg chest, a weapon chest, an armor chest, and decide which one you want to open.
Yep. And really this comes down to convenience or saving time with
Absolutely.
mercenary versus having that min-max choice if you're expeditionary. And the vote is, honestly, it's been tied a few times.
Yeah, it's really close. Really exciting looking at it.
I know. It's great. It's funny because that's about how split we were internally. So it reflects out there in the community. So last I checked, the mercenary had 12,470 votes. 12,000.
12,000 votes.
Goodness gracious. And expeditionary had 12,154 votes. There's rumors going on, rumblings in the community that there is these people who are hoarding points, getting ready to dump them all at the end.
The influence barons.
Influence barons. Jesus. Yes. So we'll see the last couple hours. It'll be very exciting. I have no idea how this is going to turn out.
The last hour is going to be really fun to watch.
It really is. I think we're going to be sitting there and all of us just refreshing and seeing where it ends up. Yeah. So super cool to see how that transitions near the end. Now, this really shows us that doing these decision votes are being a lot more exciting for you than maybe the preferential votes we were doing before. So we're going to keep trying to do those kind of things down the road. And that brings up to a tease for our next influence vote. Dan, why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're maybe doing next?
So what we're kind of thinking about now is how you guys are going to digest loot at the end game, right?
That's right.
There's kind of two camps, two philosophies that we're trying to think about, and we're very split internally, which is why we want to bring this up to you guys to see what you think. The first one is kind of the enhancement philosophy, where you get an item, it has a set of things on it, and you kind of empower those and make those better and better.
That's right.
The other one is kind of the crafting mentality, where you get an item, you might not like things that are on it, and you will potentially unlock things on it or enhance it or change it and change the things that are on the item itself.
That's right. And it really is one of those, again, those duplicitous kind of philosophy approaches. And with this particular vote, we really aren't sure mechanically what we're going to do yet.
Yeah.
We really wanted to have kind of a guiding core tenet that we would use to drive the decisions that we're making. So it's really important for us because we actually have this work coming up. We have item enhancement changes coming up soon, and maybe some other systems we're not talking about. So having this decision is a big deal for us to know what we do forward with.
It's really going to guide our efforts and what we work on in the future. So it's a big vote.
Yep. So look forward to that coming here in the next day or so. We'll have all the details up on the influence system. We'll see how this craziness with the mercenary expeditionary thing ends. And it's great seeing everyone using influence and having fun with it.
Yeah.
So
fantastic.
That pretty much wraps it up for our influence report. Man, Dan, it's great having you back.
Happy to be here.
It was, I think last year was the last time you were on.
It was quite a while ago, yeah.
I think everyone just misses seeing you.
Maybe, yeah.
I know why I do, but I get to see you all the time. Yeah. So, awesome, guys. Stay tuned for our next video. And in the meantime, have great fun playing DD2. And we hope you're having a great time. We'll see you next one.